Let's see if I can turn on your audio. Hi there, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Fantastic. And can you see my screen?
No.
Let's see. Let's change that. It'll update in a second here, or it should.
Okay. Bingo. There we go.
All right. First of all, my sincere apologies. I screwed up. That's totally on me. So I had it 11, and an hour makes all the difference to the world. But technology is amazing, and hopefully you guys can see the screen, and we'll be able to accomplish all that we were going to accomplish live and in person. Are we ready to go? Can I go ahead and get started?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, fantastic. All right. So first of all, thanks for taking time out of your day. I know it's like Heidi said, it's challenging to get people all into a room on a December day when thoughts of holidays are probably on our minds. I do want to kind of give you some of the insights into what we've been working hard out here at ListingsMagic. We have definitely been adding a lot of great functionality to the product set that we're excited to introduce. Some of it's live and ready to go. Some of it's available. It's what we call in beta testing, and then there's some new stuff that's coming that is, I think, going to knock your socks off. So without further ado, I don't know, do you want me to do a quick synopsis of current capabilities and what we currently have in place, and then go into some of the new stuff? Would that be a good place to start?
That'd be perfect, Hans. Yeah.
All right. Okay. And so just a quick overview. I'll give you kind of the 30,000-foot view of what ListingsMagic is all about. So we've been in business for actually just over 10 years now. We've been doing real estate-related marketing for agents from the beginning. We were initially really just a virtual tour company or a virtual tour tool set that allowed agents to build tours with the photos that they would get from however they got them. And we started to realize that we can do a whole lot more with this information, and then we realized that we can work with the MLSs and synchronize that data and automate as much as we possibly can. So many of you probably don't spend a lot of time inside of ListingsMagic, but you probably get the notifications from us because of that automation that we have in place. And so we're taking data from the MLS, building the various marketing materials that we build, letting you know about it, and then letting you share that with your sellers. And I kind of have a philosophy that the goal of our business or goal of our company ultimately is to make our agents happy, but really it's to make our sellers happy. And happy sellers are good sellers because they'll ultimately get to a closing, and that's what I think our goal is here, is to do that. But also, we're very focused on lead generation. And so one of the things I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about is some of the things that we're doing in terms of helping you generate more leads and then follow up with those leads with video tools that we're going to be walking through as well. So lots to cover here. And so without further ado, I'm using a demo account here, Jane Realtor. And so when you are subscribed to ListingsMagic and you have your properties automatically built, you don't need to go here, but if you have listings that you want to work on, this is where you would come into. You would choose the property that you want to work on, and then come through here. And again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because I got a lot to cover in terms of new stuff. But you have the ability to manage your virtual tour and single property websites. I do want to show you, while we're talking about this, our new tour that we're going to be launching here in the next, I would say, within a couple of weeks. I think before the new year for sure. And so we're really excited about how it looks and what it looks like. We really wanted to update and modernize the design behind it. And so you'll see here, it still has the chat off to the side. It's got lots of different colorways. Sorry, I'm just doing it. Let me do a, I'll do the sample property here. Again, we're just using kind of like an Elm Street or a Maple Lane. But you'll see, and it might not show up well on your screen, but you'll see we have like a welcome to, and then it kind of comes in elegantly with a nice elegant font. We call this our new elegant tour. And as you scroll down, I'll send you guys a link to this so you can take a look at it yourself. I'll turn off the audio so it doesn't compete with me. And so you've got different color schemes. You've got a red, a blue, a green, orange, a purple, and so customizable from that standpoint. And then the photos come into the gallery mode, and I don't know if you're seeing this, but we're using this kind of nice effect to have the photos come in. If you were to click on a photo, it opens up widescreen, and you can scroll through them that way. It's got various options off to the side here. We also include, I don't know if is anybody doing Matterport tours there? Are you guys familiar with Matterport? It's a real popular new tour that a lot of people are utilizing. It allows you to do 3Ds. Does that ring a bell with anybody?
Yep. Yeah.
And so we've got the ability to include those now inside of the tours. And so you can see the Matterport 3D tour can sit right inside there. And so, like I said, a real new, elegant, we think your sellers are going to just eat this up. You know, at the end of the day, you know, my personal opinion is these don't necessarily sell your houses. I think you all have been in this business long enough, and you're, you know, if you're with Remax, you're clear on, you know, what actually sells a house, and it's the right price, and certainly the right marketing, and it definitely helps. But, you know, these tours, quite frankly, are, in our way of looking at the world, they do two things. They make your sellers happy, like I said earlier, and they help you generate leads. And I do want to talk a little bit about the lead generation aspect of this product. Many of you may have received text messages to your phone, and I don't know if you realize where those are coming from, if they're coming from the ListingsMagic system. This is what's happening. They're looking at either the virtual tour or the single property website, and we automatically pop this chat out. So let me refresh this page to show you how it works from the get-go. So somebody's looking at the tour, they're scrolling around, they're just looking at the property and, you know, looking at photos, and suddenly after a certain amount of time goes by, we pop this chat tool out to the left. And so I'm just going to keep talking while I'm waiting for it to do that. And there it goes, it pops out, and it says, hello there, I happen to be online right now, can I answer any questions for you? I cannot tell you how incredible this has been as a lead generation tool. If I were to log into the back end of the admin area, Heidi, and show you the number of leads that this chat tool has generated for your company, your agents, it's pretty outstanding. And we kind of thought it was going to work well when we first launched it. You know, I don't know, it's been in place for a couple of years now. But initially, we weren't doing a lead capture from it because it was more conversational in terms of, you know, you would get a text message to your phone if somebody were to ask, you know, how many square feet is it, and you would write back, it's 2,500, or are there any HOAs? You can have a conversation just like you have a text message conversation with, you know, somebody, a family member or a friend. The difference being is that the person is anonymous. We don't know who they are at this point in the conversation. And two, again, we don't know if they were to leave their email address. We weren't initially capturing that information directly, but we changed that I think about 8 months ago, and so now we're able to actually track the number of leads that we're seeing, you know, from this tool. And so, any questions on that? Does that make sense?
That's great. Have you guys noticed it pop up when you get a text? Yeah, that's pretty neat. I had somebody, I was on yours, Susie. They're like, is this for real? Are you a real person? So, that's
yeah,
pretty
you get
cool.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that a lot. What we're also going to be doing, just to talk about, you know, additional functionality that we're going to be including in it. So, one of the things that I think most people don't recognize the opportunity that a virtual tour presents to you as agents. It really is something that, so people they spend a lot of time and energy trying to update their website and get people in traffic to their website. The reality is that these tours, when they're syndicated right and they're sent to the various places that we can send to and, you know, publish them in the various places that we can publish them to, can get you a lot of eyeballs. And once an eyeball is looking at this particular property, we want to take advantage of the opportunity we've been given. And so we're going to include the ability to, when somebody tries to leave the tour and close out of it, we're going to pop up a window that says, you know, hey, wait, you know, and it's going to, you can do a video to say, hi, thank you for watching or looking at my property tour. If you'd like to search the local MLS just like an agent, I invite you to go to my website. So we're going to be doing a lot of things coming in the new year. We really decided to focus a lot on trying to maximize the lead generation potential that tours have, and I think the excitement that got us moving in that direction was seeing the uptake on how many leads we were generating from the chat. The other great thing to let you know about is that if you are, so a common question and something that you guys might have thought about is, well, I'm in a closing, or I'm with my family, or I'm at dinner, and nobody makes this chat box pop out. You don't know when it happens. The only time you get notified is if somebody makes an inquiry on it. But if you are busy and you can't respond, we kick back an autoresponder after about a minute that says, I'm so sorry, but I'm on a call right now. Can you leave me your information and I'll get back to you right away? And that tool, or that autoresponder, I think has done more to generate leads for agents than actually the agents answering their text, because quite often the agents don't end up asking for the email or phone number information. So again, we're automatically grabbing that information and putting that into your lead management area in the back end. So a lot of great things coming out. Again, new tours that you guys are absolutely going to love. So that's the tour that I wanted to show you. The other possibilities that we're doing automatically are we're sending the tours to Realtor.com for you. Even though you guys aren't showcased, I don't know if any of you even recognize this, but a number of months ago, the decision was made not to renew your what's called showcase status with Realtor.com, and it was really a good business decision because, quite honestly, the listings, when you used to be showcase or showcase a few years ago, really stood out. And you could go to your sellers and go, hey, look, I pay extra, or our company pays extra for showcase on Realtor.com. At that point in time, one of the biggest real estate portals out there, or the biggest actually, prior to Zillow and Trulia coming onto the scene. But today, it's almost indistinguishable. You really almost can't tell a showcase listing from a regular listing. But the good news is we can still publish the virtual tours there, and we do that automatically behind the scenes. We have a syndication channel that we've developed in conjunction with Remax Alliance, Kim Hawkins, and Chad, out to the folks that we work with at Trulia and Zillow. I know there's probably a love-hate relationship. Maybe it's more hate. Maybe for some of you it's more love when it comes to Zillow and Trulia. Obviously, they've disrupted the marketplace. We really, we kind of hoped that they wouldn't get the foothold in the marketplace that they have, but the reality is that they have. And so we want to work with them the best that we possibly can. And so I'll show you some things that we're doing there. The good news is that, with almost any case, the listings are going to get there either from our feed or as a backup feed, the Remax feed as well is going to be sending to them. RE Colorado decided not to send a feed to Zillow. There's a lot of political reasons for that, but I think at the end of the day, sellers want to see their listings there. It's a really hard story to tell to your sellers if the listing is not on Zillow. So we're able to get those listings there. And the great news is that we make sure that the data that we send to these sites includes that fully branded tour that the agents or the buyers are able to look at. Craigslist and Backpage, we have the only single-click posting tool in the industry. Some of you may cringe when you think about Craigslist, but let me show you the ads as they show up on Craigslist. Now let me pull one up real quickly, just to Denver, and I may not grab a listing from your office necessarily, but I'm just doing a search on Craigslist for ListingsMagic. You can see I got a keyword of ListingsMagic. So I'm just looking at all the real estate properties that are ListingsMagic, and we dominate like nobody else. We have over 1,038 active listings that ListingsMagic has published on behalf of our agents. And the cool thing about the way that works now is, and I'm going to look here and see if I can find one here. The cool thing we're doing now is we have a new, so one of the downsides to Craigslist is they shut down HTML links. So we're not able to put a full link into the ads, and it kind of diminishes the value to you guys in terms of, how am I going to get any leads from this, or what's going to happen, they have to call me or email me. But now we have this new addition that we put into all of the text to get additional photos, video, and more. Text "See Me" 138247 to 878787, and that has also been a tremendous lead generator because people that only see these 6 photos want to see more, and so we've seen a big uptick in the Craigslist lead generation. And so even if you have this had in the past that's really not a good feeling about Craigslist, I always think more exposure is good exposure, and I don't think that there's any reason why you shouldn't take advantage of utilizing Craigslist. here's I believe, yeah, here's an Alliance ad that's posted up there. It's the guy down in the Castle Rock area. Any questions on that while I'm on Craigslist?
Is the Craigslist ads customizable or not?
Are they customizable, Hans?
They are not really. No, the ads are pretty much set. The things that you can customize are well, if you have them in your account, you can always go back in and edit them. So if you, and now you have to have an account with Craigslist, so that's another thing that I want to point out is if you have not set up your Craigslist information inside of our system, and I'll show you, let me step through that real quick here. So again, option 4, publish to Craigslist. We will need your Craigslist login and password. Unfortunately, we do just need that information because Craigslist now requires an account to post ads. If you've tried to post an ad in the real estate for sale section, you'll see that it'll ask you to log in first, or if you don't have a login, it'll ask you to create one. And there is a way to add more photos, but let me just talk about it for a second. So we get a lot of complaints. Why do you only show 6 photos? 2 reasons. One is because we're automating everything. It takes a lot of time to build these ads. We're actually, we literally, I don't want to get too techie and geeky here, but there's a lot going on. If you actually go and build an ad from beginning to end on Craigslist, time yourself and see how long it takes. It still takes our ads about 30 seconds or so to build, or maybe a minute or so to build. But once it's done, we've logged in behind the scenes, we've selected the region, we've added the address, we've added the title. All of these are steps that we simulate a human being actually creating the ad behind the scenes, and so we automate it. To add more photos adds a lot more time to that process and complexity to the process, but we also think that, you don't need to put, there's a term called spilling your candy in the lobby. It's an old sales term from a sales training that I took a long time ago, and it basically means, you don't need to show everything right away. You want to leave something to the imagination, and if people have a little bit of an interest in this, they're far more likely to do this and generate a lead for you than if you put 50 photos in here for them to step through. Just, my take on, if you're interested in trying to have your listings generate more leads for you, sometimes less is more. So just a little, industry insight that I've noticed over the years. Social media, we've got the ability to publish to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and you can publish to Facebook to your own wall or to your business page. And if you want to, you can automate that. So if you want to automate it so that every time you get a new listing, it automatically pushes to your wall or your business page, you can do that. As a developer, I have a lot of different pages that I manage, but it will probably have your wall and then whatever other pages that you have the rights to publish to. So you can completely automate it. So again, you only have to think about it. You'll get a new listing, and within a couple of hours, you'll have a link posted to your Facebook account automatically. Any questions on that?
I do have a question. Amy, sorry, it's me again. Any problems with Facebook blocking because it's an ad on personal pages?
Can you run that line one more time? I couldn't quite hear that.
Any problems with Facebook blocking because it's an ad on a personal page?
Have you had any problems with Facebook blocking the post because it's an ad on a personal page?
I have not heard of, I've heard people talk about that. I have not experienced it. I know that according to the rules, Facebook doesn't want you posting, business-related items on your personal page, but I don't think that there's a Facebook police force that's out there. If they are, that's going to be real hard to manage. That's just a, please don't do this kind of a thing, in my opinion. But if you, hear more about it, if they get more vigilant about trying to block it, then that's why you have a business page, and we certainly can push it to your business page as well. And then we're building a YouTube video that we're automatically sending to either your corporate channel. If you have your own YouTube channel and you'd like us to push it to your own YouTube channel, let us know. We're going to put it in there so that you can actually do that from here. But right now, you need to let us know, and we can send you a link, and you just have to authorize our app to push the videos automatically to your YouTube channel. And so if you want to do that, just send us an email to support@ListingsMagic and let us know that you'd like to have us push videos to your own YouTube channel, and we can set that up for you. ActiveRain is just kind of a legacy thing. ActiveRain used to be a big player in the industry. I think they've lost a lot of their mojo, but we still give you the ability to post ads to, or post your properties to ActiveRain. The rest of the things here, I'm going to kind of, just because of time, I want to get moving and be able to kind of cover some of the new things. The new things that I want to show you, one of them that we're really excited about is, and this is in your edit account information, so if you want to find it, it's under account, edit account information. So we talked a lot about Zillow and the disruptive way that they have impacted the real estate industry. I think we'd all agree that that word Zillow didn't exist at one point in time. Suddenly, now it's President Obama actually met with Spencer Raskoff to talk about the housing industry. So they've certainly stepped up their game, and they're just a player in the marketplace. But the cool thing that we've seen, we as a company were really hesitant to want to invest too much of our engineering resources into Zillow because we really weren't sure if we could trust them. And that's what it came down to. Did they really have agents' best interest in mind? And I've really shifted, and we've really shifted kind of how we view Zillow. They have really done a good job of creating tools that they don't even charge you out of the gate. So if we were to pull up listings on Zillow here, let me just show you. I just look at a region here. I'll just do Littleton, Colorado. Oops, Littleton, Mass. I don't want Littleton, Mass. 1 second. And what I'm going to show you does not require you to pay Premier. A lot of people are like, well, I don't want to pay the Premier cost that they charge us, and that's not what I'm talking about. These are free services that you have the ability to take advantage of. And so I'm just going to pull up a listing here and see if I can get one that's not a Premier agent. Perfect. This is a perfect example. So I brought up a listing here on Zillow, and as you can see, the good news is about Zillow is that they will always show the listing agent and put you at top position here, right? These agents down below are the Premier agents that have paid Zillow to be a part of this zip code, so to speak. And so what happens is your listing will show up, and you will show up here on all of your listings. However, these other people are going to join the party. And the bad news for Julie here, I'm just going to, unfortunately for Julie, I'm going to thank her, the bad person here, is that even though it's her listing, congratulations on getting this listing. If I'm a consumer or a buyer and I want to ask a question about this property, I may be looking here at Sam's 45 stars or 45 reviews and the 70 recent sales, or 118 reviews, or these 34 reviews. And so what I'm going to try and help you do is increase these reviews. So I don't know if anybody in the audience there has had any challenges with getting Zillow reviews, or if you're just kind of like, I don't know how to do it. I have tried it, it didn't work. I forget to do it. I can't remember what the process is. We're going to solve that for you. And the way we're going to solve that is our Easy Zillow Reviews process. And so in your account, so again, account, edit account information, pull up the click to set up Easy Zillow Reviews URL. And what that allows you to do is create a URL that is specifically yours. We have a domain that we secured called Zillow.review, and there's a video that explains how to do it, but I'll walk you through it here. And so let me ask you, Heidi, you have an account with us, don't you?
I do, but there's not much activity on it.
That's okay. That's okay. So I would imagine you're probably on Zillow, so I'm going to do a search here.
There's not much there. It's not a real good example. So. It's just like
you've got it. You have a profile on Zillow because everybody does, I would think.
I would hope so.
Well, does anybody there have a Zillow profile that I can? I'll set up your account for you. So take advantage of this.
You can try Bill Greer. Yeah.
Here we go. Right.
There you
go. Perfect. All right. Perfect example. So no reviews on there yet, probably because it hasn't been important. So coming back over here to Zillow and that particular listing, hold on, let me keep this URL and put it here. So coming back to this particular listing that I was talking about before, what I'm referring to here are and so Julie's going on about her life. She's not really knowing that she may be losing opportunities. So she's happy she's working with who she's working with, but this is the opportunity. I'm talking about the opportunities you didn't know you didn't get. So let me say that one more time. So what I'm trying to show you is if you can increase these numbers here, these review numbers, it's going to increase the likelihood that a consumer is going to want to ask you a question about this particular property versus somebody else. And just getting more, and I think it's just, I don't have any ROI or return on investment. I can't give you any data on how much more business it's going to generate, but I just think intuitively you would all agree that if you can increase these number of reviews on a very powerful site that people and consumers go to, it's going to enhance your business. And so coming back here, so I'm going to use Bill's account. So you've got two possible URLs that you need to do. So you got to do a little bit of work here to get this set up. So I'm going to clear these out and show you from the get-go, how to do this. Okay, so now this is what yours is going to look like if you've gotten here for the first time. So what is the Zillow Write Reviews URL? Well, that's the URL that people are going to be able to write a review for you, and that is going to be this link. So you just want to click on this Write the Review, and it says Write the First Review. If you're logged into your account, you're going to see this pink box show up, and that's because I am behind the scenes. I have an account with Zillow, and it's saying I recognize that you're logged in, and we don't accept professional reviews. Don't worry about that. That is exactly what you should see. It's going to look different to the people you send it to. You're going to want to copy this link, paste it into this area here. Unfortunately, there are no read reviews for Bill, so we don't have this one, and that's fine. You don't have to put this one in here. You don't want to put this in. Don't have very many reviews to read, so you want to keep that one blank for a little while. And then what do you want your short URL to be? I'm just going to use Bill's name. And it'll tell you that alias is available. If it's not, you'll have to come up with something else. And then you just click on Update. And now you have this short URL. You can copy this and paste it in. And you'll see, I'll talk about the video in a second. The video is an extra piece to this that you wouldn't have set up. I'll give you the tips on how to set that up. But basically, you would see this information here. Thank you so much for considering giving me a review on Zillow. So this is an easy way for you to send your clients, your past clients, people that you're closing with, a way to give you that review on Zillow. So all they have to do is they'll see your information. They'll say, oh, easy. All I have to do is click on Write a Review. And this, again, if I wasn't logged in, would give me the ability to write a review. So I know it's a little confusing seeing that screen there, but just trust me, that's not really what they would normally be seeing. This video piece that I'm showing you here is, I'm going to show you a lot of things here around video that are, I think, going to really excite you. You have the ability to record an introduction video for your Zillow review page. So basically, you have the ability to ask for those reviews. So let me go ahead and play it. I don't know if it's going to play and have you hear it. Let me know if it can be heard.
So this is basically what you're going to want to say to your past clients to get them to do those reviews, to write those reviews, both on Zillow and also hopefully a video testimonial that you'll be able to use in other marketing pieces. And so we're doing kind of a mock right now of what that may look like. So take one. Hi there. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to work with you. I would love to have you give a review for me and how I perform for you on Zillow. It's incredibly important today because that's where buyers and sellers are looking today. So you just have to click on the link down below to write a review. And if you'd also be willing to, I'd really appreciate you leaving a video testimonial. They are really important as well, and nothing is more connected than video. That's also down below. You'll see the video icon, down below as well. And so thank you so much for considering giving these reviews to me. I love working with you, and if you have any questions, reach out to me or my team, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
So does that all make sense? Do you have any questions on that?
Perfect.
I have a question. So that's your little instructional video. Is there, because I know when I leave here, I'm not going to remember exactly what I'm supposed to say in that instructional video. Is there some guide there?
There is. So
like a sample one? So when we put our original video?
Yep, there is. So right here is record intro video. So this is where you actually do that from. The great news is you can do it from a webcam, you can upload your own file, or you can do it from your phone. And so you can also have a sample script here. So there's a sample script that kind of steps you through, what you might want to say.
Cool.
And here's the deal. I'm going to show you some more stuff around video that's really exciting. Video is here, and I've shown this. We have a video email tool. Let me just go ahead and go into it because I want to be respectful of your time, and I know I screwed up, and I don't want to make you guys pay for it. So I'm going to show you the other thing that we're really excited about. So if you come into your account, rollover account, you'll see the new video email service. And there's a video that kind of walks you through what is it about. I'll give you the pitch on what it is. It's a tool that allows you to send emails out to your clients individually or in bulk, and you get to include a video inside of that email. And so why would you want to do that? Any real estate coach, that's worth a damn out there these days is going to talk about obviously touching your client, not touching them physically. That's wrong. But staying in touch with your clients and making sure that you connect with them on some level. So that's why we send out the schedules, the Bronco schedules. That's why we, put our names on park benches. All of those things that you may not necessarily know what's coming back into you, but again, you just implicitly know that it's good for your business. This is also in that category, and I would say even more powerful than a lot of the other marketing that you may be doing. And I think the biggest challenge that I've seen to it, the reluctance is agents say, I don't like doing videos, or I don't feel comfortable doing videos. And my response to that is that I hate to break it to you, but what you look like on video is pretty much what you look like when you get in the car with your client. So there's not much difference. So this tool is really like a standalone product in and of itself. So we've got to kind of segment it off. Lots of tie-ins to everything else ListingsMagic does. But what I want to show you here is, even if you have, so one of the reasons we created this is because we heard a lot of the time, offices would say, hey, we got a lot of agents, but a lot of them don't have any listings. And we're like, well, maybe we can help in that regard. Maybe we can assist. So, everything that we've done with ListingsMagic up until, recently has all been around property marketing. Now we want to help you do marketing versus property marketing, or in addition to property marketing. So you've got a menu of options here. You've got your contacts, and so you can add new contacts. By the way, we're dropping any new leads you get into this automatically, so they'll be in here, so you can easily send something to them. And so you can say add a single new contact, or you can upload multiple contacts. So if any of you are using a CRM package, customer relationship management package, you can export those contacts and import them here in bulk, and then you'll have all your contacts in here. So I've got a number of contacts that I've put in here. This is a demo test account, and so I've got my email. I got a couple other emails. If I were to select this one and then add another one, I've now selected multiple. You have selected multiple contacts. What would you like to do with them? Send a video email to them all. Create a group for them. So we're going to talk about groups in a second here. Add them to an existing group. Add them to a drip campaign, or you can delete them. And so I'm just going to unselect this because I'm just going to send a single email. So again, keep in mind what you can do is you can create emails or videos, and it really is very little different than it is to send an email, except all you do is you include a video. It's really that simple. And so I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to do a quick send. And so this might be somebody that's having a birthday, for example. Happy birthday. I was thinking about you on this special day. Facebook lets everybody know about everybody's birthday these days, and it's become a little less personal. I to be honest, I don't even respond to the Facebook videos. Birthday things that I get, because I get so many of them, and I just think, what's so special about that? This, however, is special. So it's just like sending an email. So here's your two. You have a couple of templates. We're going to be adding more templates, but what I want to point out to you is that the more complex an email is, the more likely it is to get caught by spam filters. So I recommend keeping it simple. You put in your from email address and your subject. Happy birthday. Whoever. Joe. And so you have existing videos, So we keep all your videos. So if you've done one before that you want to resend, if you've got a generic happy birthday, again, not as personal, but let's just say you're really busy and you just want to send one that your hair's not looking good that day, and you got one that you've got in the back end, go with that one, or you record a new one. And so we're going to do that now. I'm going to record from a webcam. I can do it from my phone. You get a text message to your phone, really, really easy, and works that way as well.
How did you get to that screen that we're on right now?
Yeah.
It is, if you go back to, let me open up a account, new video email service.
Okay.
New video email service. I don't have that as a selection.
You don't see the new video email service? We may not have activated it for all accounts, so I will double check in the back end because this is brand new. You don't see it as your second option?
No.
All right. It may not be activated yet. So we'll make sure that gets turned on for you. Again, it's new and it's in beta testing right now, so we're still kind of working out the kinks to it. Reloading here.
So Hans, real quick, while that's loading, we have a new service that we're rolling out for the agents that is videos that are already done that they can brand to themselves. Will they be able to use those videos in here?
If they get it in an MP4 format, then yes.
Okay, cool.
Which is
What
a
kind of
standard format. So MP4, Mary Paul 4, number 4.
Okay, I'll check on that. Okay, thank you.
And so then you just choose the video that you want to choose. And I'm just going to choose one from before. And you put in there, happy, just like you would write an email, happy birthday, Joe. Check out the video I made for you. And then you would say, you can give this email a name. So why would you give an email a name? Well, if you want to use this in like a new buyer campaign. So in the drip campaigns, if you're not familiar with drip campaigns, it's a campaign that allows you to periodically send out emails at certain trigger points, and I'll show you that here in a second. So you might want to repurpose this. Maybe it's I'll just give an example. So let's say you have a new buyer campaign. The first video email might be on, hey, don't get too excited about the houses without qualifying for a mortgage. It's very important that you know what you can spend, et cetera, et cetera. So that might be video 1. So you can name your email. So I'm just going to say, happy birthday, Joe, because that's kind of what the theme that I've been running with here. And then you just say submit, just like you're going to send an email. Email's been sent. I'm going to come back over here and open up my Gmail because that's what I sent it to. Shouldn't take too long to go out. There it is. Happy birthday, Joe. I open up this email. And we create this animated GIF that is pretty cool. And so if I click on play, it'll actually open up that video. And things are just running slow on my computer right now.
How many videos do they store? And can we delete the videos if we need to?
The question is, Hans, is how many videos can be stored and can they delete them if they need to?
Yeah. There's no limit right now to the videos. At this point in time, we may look at doing something like that. And certainly you can delete the videos if you create one that you no longer need, or if you had a bad hair day. And so the other cool thing that I want to point out is that because I just went and opened up my email, and then I actually watched the video, if I come back over here to the tool itself, I got so many tabs open I don't keep track. That's how it is, how easy it is to send it. Again, you can send this to a big group of people at once, or again individually. So if you want to create something that is, hey, here's the market stats for the Denver area. Everybody just wants you to know. Here, if you have any questions, 300 houses sold this last, whatever you want to do, you can send it to a bunch of people at the same time. So let's talk about that. So you got your contact group. So you've got potential buyers, potential sellers, past sellers. You can create new groups. You can come into the potential buyers and say, oh, here's my potential buyers group. I can send a video email to all of these guys, or I could delete this group if they're no longer valid, or I can add some of those contacts that are in there. Like, let's say, somebody else needs to be added to this group. Boom, you just pop them into that group. So really easy to use. You want to create a new group, you can do that as well. Past buyers you can put in there, and that's how that works. All of the emails have been stored, so here you go down. Here's the Happy Birthday Joe email that we just created. All of the videos, back to your question earlier, you asked me about the videos. They're all stored in here, and you can share it, you can embed it, you can do a quick send just like we did earlier. You can edit it if you want to change not edit the video itself. You can't edit the video itself. It's really edit the name of it, or you can delete it if you don't want it around anymore. And so that's how that works. Drip campaigns, these are what we talked about earlier. So you've got a new buyer drip campaign. You can create a new one, but create a new buyer one. And I've just dumped in a couple of different emails that are in here, but I'm going to delete a couple just to show you how that works. So I have 3 emails that I've put into this drip campaign. Again, this is bogus data. It's not real because it's a test account. But what you do is you say, I want to create a new drip campaign out of the gate. I call this one the new buyer drip campaign. And so I'm going to select that one to work on it. And then I have the emails that I would want to create. If I don't have any emails, I've got to go build an email first in order to add it to this drip campaign. But I've got a bunch. Let's say I want to add that new one I just created, the Happy Birthday Joe. Again, you wouldn't want to send Happy Birthday Joe to everybody, but just for argument's sake, let's say that this is a how to qualify for a loan email. So you select that. Now, when do you want it to go out? The first one I've got goes out immediately. So anytime somebody gets added to this drip campaign, this email gets sent to them immediately. The next one is going to go out after 3 days. The third one is going to go out after 6 days. So I want to send this one out after 9 days. So just go add email. That email's been added, and there it is in there. So most drip campaigns have around 5 or so emails. Some have 20. It really all depends. And some people don't want to use it. Some people just don't want to create these kind of automated systems, and that's fine. It's just a tool that's available to you to utilize. But finally, the last thing I want to show you that is the most exciting is I was targeting a new account of ListingsMagic, and so I sent them a sample of the video tool to show them that what we're able to create here in terms of a solution set for their agents. And they didn't open the email right away. They opened it like a week later. So I got notified I'm going to get a text. You're going to get a text message anytime the email is open and anytime the video is viewed. And so here's the Happy Birthday Joe email that we sent out. We say, it was delivered, it was opened, and it was viewed. So you've got tracking capabilities now to see, who's actually watching these things, what kind of feedback. And if you want to get really creepy, wait a week when one of those emails gets opened, and then call that person right away, just to freak them out. It's just kind of fun. You're like, hey, I was just thinking about you. No way, I just watched your video email. That's really crazy. So you can kind of become psychic. So, in any event, we're really excited about this. Again, it's in beta testing, and so we may have some bugs that we need to work through on this, and just bear with us as we tweak it into. It was a big undertaking for us. This is not a small product. There are many companies out there that charge $50 a month just for this product alone. There's a company that a lot of agents talk about called BombBomb. Maybe some of you heard about it. They're a $50 a month product that we have incorporated. Maybe we don't have all the bells and whistles that they have in place, but we want to incorporate everything. We want to make things easy for you. And anytime we see new cool stuff that we think is going to make a difference for you and your business, we want to include it into the back end of our system. And then lastly, questions on that?
When do you expect this feature to be added?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it on for you guys later on. So, by end of today, we turned it on. I thought we didn't collect. I'll have to check. I could have sworn that we turned it on for everybody, but apparently not. So I'll need to check. We soft launched it about a month ago, and then I thought we launched it to everybody in the last couple of weeks, but it'll be turned on for you later today.
Awesome.
I have a question.
And so, yep.
1 second. You have one more question.
When
Sure.
the client opens the video to view, is it good resolution or is it pretty choppy?
I'm sorry. Is it good resolution or choppy? So it depends on the connection, obviously, but the video quality is good. It's hard to answer. I guess it's a subjective question, but it should not be choppy. It should run smoothly on a good internet connection.
Okay.
And so that's that tool. And then the last thing that I want to talk to you about is rider signs. You guys have been utilizing our rider signs, and we got into the rider sign technology probably 7 or so years ago. And at that point in time, we had a decision to make. Do we want to do the, text this code to this number, or do we want to use what most people are still familiar with, which is a traditional number? So we chose the traditional number. So if any of you are using our rider signs, it's either call or text 877-975-1191, and then you have a rider sign code, a 4-digit code that you have to use in order to connect to that particular property. And one of the challenges is, every rider sign has to be different. Every rider sign has to be unique. You have to consider, if you use that property code for one listing, don't forget to change it. I've heard a few times, people, who goes and does it first? The sellers. And they're like, hey, it worked, but it pulled up a different listing. And they're like, oh, no, I forgot to change that listing. And so we decided to, one, not move away necessarily, but add to our solution by using what's called a short code, SMS short codes. And so most of you are probably familiar with this in terms of maybe American Idol, you have text this to this. And so again, 7 years ago, this was not really well adopted in the consumer space, but now it is. And actually, it's more adopted because more people are texting than ever before, and it reduces that fear that people have in dialing a number. You probably all have it now. I don't call a number anymore because I know caller ID is going to show up, and I'm going to have to, God forbid I have to talk to somebody. I'd much rather get information the way I want to get information, and this is a great way to do that. And so the other cool thing is there's no more codes because we're using GPS positioning. And so all of the properties we position with GPS now, we get that data from MetroList, but if it's not accurate, we can edit that so that we can ensure that if your property has cell coverage, and even if, even the old numbers, the 877 number required that you don't put this out in the boomies because it won't work. So we're pretty excited. This is a new addition. So ultimately, you have to do now is text remap to 878787. We secured this short code, or what's called a keyword, I should say, this keyword, and we are just in the process of getting these things launched out too. So I'll talk to you, Heidi, if you want to incorporate these type of riders in. The great thing is that they're generic. You don't have to think about reassigning them. They're all the same. The price goes down, and it's just cool. It's using GPS-based technology. So I'll show you a mock-up of what that looks like.
Cool.
Here. So what happens is that they text the Remax to 878787, and a code gets sent back to them that, or not a code, a link gets sent back to them. They open up that link, and then based on their GPS coordinates, we're going to find the property that's closest to them. And so here's a mock-up of what that might look like. Let me close this bunch of weird looking stuff here. And so I'm going to try and simulate what it might look like on a cell phone. And so it says the property closest to you is below. If it's not the right address for some reason, they can also put in the address.
Oh, okay. So they're like right next to each other. Okay.
Exactly. If there is a confusion. And so that's new. And then if they were to click on that, it'll open up the tour. You as an agent, you still get the lead. We still capture that person's phone number, so you still get a lead. And so all of the benefits still exist. It's just it's cooler and newer, and it doesn't require as much work. And I think that's it for the new cool things that we've added to the product set. Again, new tour, just to summarize, new property website that is, I just think, going to floor you and your sellers. Different color schemes are available. I don't know if I mentioned that. I think I might have green, red, blue, orange, purple, etc. We're going to have a new virtual tour as well that is going to be modified and updated. The Zillow tool set. Oh, lead follow-up. Let me see if I can do one last thing here. Do we have a couple more seconds to show you one more aspect of? All right, thank you. So lead follow-up. I'm going to pull up the traditional virtual tour. So I'm sure, this is one of those things where if we could do it for you, we would, but there's only so much that we can do. But we want to give you every opportunity to convert those potential buyer leads into your clients. I know in the busy market, I've actually heard, my wife actually is an agent, and I've heard her actually make the comment like, I don't want any more buyers right now. There's no inventory. It's so difficult, and I've studied enough real estate coaches to know that if that's the case, then you need to start a referral network. You need to start getting people that you can refer these leads to work them. There is no such thing as too many leads. It's just, it doesn't exist. If that's your mindset, you got to shift that. That's all I have to say. So in terms of lead follow-up, so if somebody were to request more information, and however that lead gets into you, but I'm just going to do I'm going to do my Gmail account. And so if I wanted more information on this particular property, I'm going to send it off. I'm getting a text message right now. I should also be getting an email, so immediately I'm getting notified of this. Let me refresh my email. So here's the lead that I just got. We also give the ability to create and send a video email back to them. So again, we're going to be using and trying to help you utilize video in all the possible ways that you can. So I'm not saying you want to create a video right away for this particular lead and say, hey, thanks for contacting me. I created a video for you. What do you think? You obviously want to contact them the traditional ways that you would try and reach them. But if you don't, for whatever reason, I say sending them a video email is a fantastic thing that you can do. So you can also follow up with video, and I just think that at some point the conversion that you're going to see when you can connect to those people is going to help you close or start working with those leads. It's a trust thing. It's helping you build trust with people. Sending an email to them or sending them a text message, it's great because you at least acknowledge that you've received their information, but it doesn't have that ability to create trust. And that's the one thing that I would say at the end of the day, people work with you because they trust you. And video helps you build trust with people because they can see you, they can connect with you. It's just it's the way it works. And so that was the last thing I wanted to show you guys, is you have the ability now to follow up your leads with a video. And I don't think there's any other companies out there that are, doing these kind of innovations that we bring to bear for you guys. I hope I didn't overwhelm you with too much stuff. That's the one thing I've heard from people. It's like, whoa, man, I don't have enough time in the day to be doing all these things. But you don't have to do everything. Just start with some of the things that we've incorporated into it. And by all means, if you have any questions, reach out to us. We have training videos that we're going to be adding. There's training videos inside of the tool set that you'll see. So, for the Zillow setup, for example, maybe some of you guys are like, where was that Zillow? How do I do that Zillow thing here? How did you get that URL? There's a video right here. So you can watch the video on how to set this all up.
Cool.
You may have mentioned this earlier, and if you did, excuse me for asking it again, but are the 4-digit writer signs with the QR code still functional?
Yes, they are, absolutely. Nothing's going to be turned off.
Okay.
We're just going to be adding new ones to the solution set.
One other thing, on this download screen where you had, like from phone, I think, and then there was a video and so on, I only have a download for phone on my little screen. Why don't I have the other two?
So, can you run that by me one more time?
Well, let me find it and I'll come back.
Sure. Was it for the video?
It was, I don't remember how I got there. Take another question if there's one.
Hans, can you show us real quickly, if somebody wants to go in and they want to set their chat, the boundaries for the time that people can contact them? Is there
Sure,
just
great
an easy way you can tell us?
Yep. So there's two things. So you can do it, but the times for the chat are going to be for all properties. So you can set that here. So again, edit account information, and then you want to go to your marketing defaults. And if you scroll down, there's a lot of defaults that you can set up in here. So you have the property chat and phone availability options. And so you can say, what do I want to use for my phone and my email? What do I want my initial message to be? What do I want my away message to be? I want to caution you, don't have these things be really long. I saw somebody that, you almost needed a bookmark because it took you 2 minutes to read it all. It's got to be, realistic. It's a little trickery because you're really not, writing this, but this is what you're going to say for your autoresponder if you don't respond back. And so that's that. And then the phone time, start end time, this is going to be what we look to as far as start time. I think our default is this, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if you don't want, no Sundays, you can say off, no calls, or you can put always on. I have a lot of agents that do always on. They just, I actually was at a event and I had an agent come up to me and say, I forgot to put my phone in the other room and I got to chat at 2 a.m. I have to actually answer it. And the message was, I doubt you're a real human being. And, he wrote back, I absolutely am. And, I don't always answer my phone at 2 a.m. I just happen to, have it near me and whatever. It turned into a client. And so, anyhow, so that's where you set those up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great.
And so one more thing on that. You also have the ability under managed properties. Right now, we don't distinguish times from property to property. So the availability time is going to be for every property across the board. The ability to say, I don't want leads to come to my phone, but I want them to go to somebody else, can be done on an individual property. So you would go to your managed properties, go to your lead creation, and you'll notice, I don't know if we didn't talk about this, but we bucketed things into these items to try and make it a little more user-friendly because, we used to have we just kept adding more things and it would get confusing. So we bucketed things into these categories that hopefully help break it down a little more user-friendly. And so under lead creation and management, you have your chat activated. You can deactivate it if you don't want. But if you set up these phone numbers and emails, it's going to be just for this particular property. And this initial message and away message just for this particular property. Currently, the end times are, start time and end times are for every property. So if you change that here, that's going to change it for every listing. So hopefully it doesn't get too confusing. And so do we still have that other question that was hanging out there?
I can't find it now, Hans, but you've been there several times, and it's a little small black screen with red colored icons in it, or let's say the icons may be white, but the text is red, I believe. But it gives you the options about how to build a video.
How to record the video itself?
Or I guess, yeah. And the only thing that I have is my phone. I don't have either of the other two that are in that screen. And I'm sorry, I'm just falling down trying to find. I can give you a reference.
Do you have if you don't have a webcam on your, are you on a computer or are you on a tablet or what are you on?
iPad.
An iPad? They should have an as a camera, right?
Yes.
It should be there. We could troubleshoot that offline if you want to have to take a look at it. I could do a screen share and I could take a look at what's going on your iPad.
No, I'll touch base with you later on then.
Yeah, feel free. Just let me give you my personal email address. My personal email address is hguth@listingsmagic.com. But if you do send it, also copy support at listingsmagic.com for me as well, just that way it gets tracked.
Copy to support, okay.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Certainly.
I have a question.
And there is another tool that I didn't talk to you guys about, lead generating valuation pages. Again, don't know if we've got time, but under account, lead generate, again, this is more in the terms of how do I get more, seller leads And so under account, create lead generating evaluation pages. It's super easy. You just put in a city. So I'm just going to put in, I don't know if I have Boulder already. Boulder? Yeah, I do have Boulder. I'm just going to put in Longmont and put in Colorado. That would already exist. Let's do Pueblo. Running out of new cities to, oops, demo. So you add valuation city. And if I don't put in a custom image, we're just going to take stock images. So I highly recommend you go on Google, find an image of Pueblo that really will connect people to the Pueblo experience. But I'll show you, it's just going to take a stock image. And so you can see, what is your Pueblo home worth now? There's a lot of companies that are doing these valuation pages, and we just included it in here. If I were to go, here's my address. We're using Google to, pre-populate. So if somebody starts to type, we're going to try and look ahead for them. So Jane Realtor shows up here, again, the demo account. We will provide you with both a quick valuation estimate as well as an in-depth market evaluation based on recent comps sold in your area. This is far more accurate than what you've received from any online estimating source. So we're kind of trying to create that value that I can do things that other people can't. And then we're actually using the Zillow API to do this. So we're grabbing data from Zillow. Don't shoot us. I know those estimates are highly inaccurate. If the person needs to change this information, if it's not correct, which quite often it can be, they can update it. And then if they say click here, it's correct. At this point in time, you're going to get a lead. And don't be confused, because at this point we don't know who these people are. Again, this is a stepped process. So you're going to get a lead that says you received a valuation page inquiry on your property at 11769 Apache Trail. So you at least know what the subject property is. But now we're trying to get them to tell us who they are. And so you can see behind the scenes here, there's your valuation, but darn it, I can't see it. This stupid box is in the way. So you might get a Mickey Mouse or something like that. Oops. Didn't mean to click on that. Is this the box you were talking about before?
One.
Okay, we'll have to look at that later on.
All I have is record from phone on that.
Gotcha. Where did that tab go? Here it is. And so if I fill this all the way up, and then what are you interested in? I need to sell soon. That's obviously the most exciting one. And now that window goes away, and now you can see the property information, the estimated value. All this data is coming from Zillow. Recent sales nearby. We have to incorporate the Zillow down at the bottom here because we're using their technology. But now you have a full lead that you can follow up with that has both. Here, there you can see there's the property valuation lead address, and then here is the full information. And I think that is finally it as far as new features and services. And like I said, I hope I didn't overwhelm you guys. And again, my sincere apologies on not being with you guys in person, physically. Completely my bad. Lunch is on me.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. One more question, Hans.
Yes.
Was this recorded by any chance?
Was this recorded by any chance?
Was recorded, and I will be uploading it and sending it to you guys. So there's the benefit of not being there physically, is that I can actually record this and send it to you guys, unless you had a camera there and you were going to record me. But yes, I will be uploading this later on today. It takes a little while to encode it, but I'll be sending a YouTube link to you, Heidi, and you can distribute it out to everybody.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
And where can we get the listing writers?
We have the listing writers, but if we're going to get those new ones, Hans, did I get those from you?
Yeah, we haven't completely launched that yet. We're just kind of working on a couple more kinks on it. One of the challenges is to, we're looking at, do we want to include, other nearby properties? These won't be your listings, but what we want to do is, it's a little bit of a risk. So we're going to operate on the assumption that the GPS, and everywhere we've tested it, it's worked well. So even with listings across the street, it's in doing testing, we've seen that it picks up the right listing, but there is the possibility that this lead might go to somebody else. So we want to just make sure that, when we set this up properly, that, leads aren't going to somebody else. So we got a little bit more work to do.
Okay.
But I would say by beginning of the year, it's really close. And so, and again, the pricing on the rider signs should be a bit less, because in the past, every one of those signs needed to have that unique code on it, and that just adds an extra bit of a cost to it. And so that'll help a lot as well.
Do those still work though, Hans?
The old ones, yeah, by all means.
Yeah. So we have those in stock still. Okay.
Yep. If you need something right now, those still work fine.
Okay, we've got them. Good. And you're sending the webinar out, so we can send that to everybody to recap.
Perfect. Yep. I'll send you that link. It'll be probably mid-afternoon or 3 o'clock or so, because it takes a little while to encode this thing and then get it uploaded. But definitely by the end of today.
Fantastic. Appreciate that, Hans, and thank you for putting the webinar together on short notice. Appreciate it.
I was getting into my car when I got your call, and like, oh, it's just maybe confirming that I'm going to be there, and then obviously panic set in. So once again, my sincere apologies. Thank God for technology.
Well, this worked out great. So thank you for being here, and now you don't have to drive back. So.
All right. Well, again, lessons on me. I'm going to you and I are going to talk at it. I'm going to figure something out for my gas. But anyway, thank you so much for your time and your patronage.
Perfect. Thank you, Hans.
Okay.
Have a great
Bye,
afternoon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Hey, Heidi.
Yeah.
First of all, thanks for putting this together. I know